In this video, I'm going to talk about the types of relationships and go through how we actually read the relationships on an ERD. So first thing I'd like to mention is that when we're talking about these relationships, they correspond between two or more entities. So you'll notice that I have the symbols for what these relationships mean listed on the screen right now. So essentially, there's really only a couple of symbols you need to remember. The first symbol is a horizontal line, okay? And in this line, it essentially specifies 1. The second symbol is the 0 symbol, and it's basically just a circle, and it signifies 0. Now the third symbol looks kind of like a crow's foot, and that's why sometimes you'll hear crow's foot notation when you're talking about data modeling using ERDs. Sometimes it's referred to as crow's foot. And that represents many. Okay, so what we have is we have the smaller, which is required or optional. If it's required, it's going to be a 1 in that smaller. If it's optional, it's going to be a 0. And then we have the maximum. So we can have a maximum of 1, or we can have a maximum of many. In very rare instances, we can have a maximum of n, where n is an integer. And the integer can be any number that you can imagine. Okay, I've not really run into too many real-world examples where we have that, but it's a possibility. So looking over these, we can see 1 and only 1. That's saying that this is required and can only have one instance of that relationship. We have 1 to many, where we're saying that it's required and there's an unlimited maximum. We also have 0 to 1, where it's optional but can only have one instance of the relationship. We have 0 to many, where it's optional but we can have many instances of the relationship. And then finally, we have many to many. Now, many to many is a special case. What we have is we have two entities involved in this relationship, and on both sides of the relationship, there exists a many. Now, we're going to talk about how to address that in a little bit, but for now,